Budding artists may even have their paint supplied by the local council.
Unfortunately, when people hear the word graffiti, they think of this sort of ugly vandalism. But what many don't realise is that graffiti can also look like this. While it may not be quite what you're used to, it's become a very popular form of art. Graffiti has always been illegal in Perth, and consequently many budding young artists end up with criminal records, while the local councils end up with a huge clean-up bill. So in Victoria Park today, local council members from all over Perth sat down to discuss the possibility of legalising graffiti in certain areas.
We should be looking at it as just another recreational sport. In other words, these are kids that are not interested in going out and playing baseball or football. They're artists. A lot of them just want to be able to do their thing.
And it was an attitude like that that saved one council in Sydney almost $100,000 in clean-up costs alone. This sort of graffiti is ugly because it's illegal.
Compromising graffiti. Today in Perth, it co-sponsored a seminar with the Juvenile Justice Association aimed at introducing programs for vandalism and graffiti control.
It was the day people from your local council were initiated into the world of bombers, tags and ducks. That's street speak for graffiti artists and their work. And this demonstration at Victoria Park was aimed at a compromise that will allow the artists and councils to live together. Steve Murphy is a youth worker in Sydney who says would-be artists should be given public areas specifically for graffiti.
Basically, you work with young kids and you give them an opportunity to do pieces legitimately. You teach them how to do it properly and responsibly.
This long mural along the fence of the new Perth bus terminal is the first of what local authorities are hoping will be many examples in Perth of constructive graffiti. Murphy says this kind of project not only saves councils money, it also saves lives. New South Wales Rail Authority, desperate to find a way to stop people killing themselves for the sake of their pop art, has agreed to fund its own graffiti project. Murphy hopes the idea will catch on here.
In fairness, they don't see Perth as having a huge problem at this point in time, but what they have looked at is they've looked at Sydney and they've looked at New York. And 4 years ago, neither of those cities had major problems, and now it's an epidemic. It's costing them millions of dollars a year. There are several deaths resulting in it. And it's just become one of those crazes that if a generation of teenagers pick up on it, and they're starting to do that in the city, it just takes off like wildfire.